Snowing a little bit, lots of snow out there. Figure it's a good day to work in the shop. Welcome. I'm going to prep the chainsaw today. Cut a bunch of wood a while back. After that, just got put up on the shelf. And I'm just going to run through what I do to prep it for the next big cut. Here we go. Some of the tools I have is this nice steel sharpener. Just got this. My brother recommended it. I like that a lot. We got our T-handle. Got our utility knife. This is a Stanley. As you can see, fixed blade here. Number 199. I think it's pretty old. I think I've had this a long time. I think it used to be my dad's. Not for sure. Got my reading glasses. My headlamp. Here we go. So I like to start by I take the bar off. I already had this loose. You can loosen the chain up first or after. Depends on what I'm doing. Then I like cleaning the sawdust out of here. I've already did it once a little bit already. Usually it's just packed full, you know, they get nasty. Clean that up a little bit. Get back the chain off. I always like to mark the bar too. I usually flip it every time. Well, I try to, sometimes I don't. Go ahead and take the chain off. Try not to get it all twisted up. I'm going to set that on the side. This is what I use the utility knife for. This bar gets packed full of sawdust and stuff, and at some points I've ran into the point where it's actually been so full that it hinders me from tightening the chain properly. So we'll see how much is in here. Oh yeah, we got some gook in here. Look at that. I like to clean it out. I find that a utility knife works good for that. I grew up cutting wood. Me, my brother, my dad. Shoot, I can't, way back, I mean, little guy. Some of my fondest memories, going out in the woods and getting stuck. And we've had different vehicles through the years, old Ford trucks. But my favorite vehicle that we used to cut wood in was a I think it was a 72 Toyota Land Cruiser. My dad got it off a buddy, and I think he put a 350 Chevy in it. It's a 4-speed. I just love that vehicle. Someday I'd like to get another one. But he'd take us cutting wood, and obviously, you know, he'd do the cutting, and me and my brother would do the hauling and loading. Back then, we hauled an old trailer that they used to make out of truck beds. You know, they'd cut the frame, heavier than heck, you know, way tall, pain in the butt. But yeah, we'd load that up. All right, after I get that cleaned out, what I like to do is take some compressed air. I like to blow these oil holes out. You got one there and you got one there, so whatever way you put the bar on, your chain's getting oil. You gotta have oil. You'll find out quick if it don't work. Safety glasses. Peace, better wear safety glasses. It's all fun and games till somebody loses an eye. got that. Air nozzle's got a leak and it drives me nuts, so I gotta get it fixed. I like to set that aside. Move over here, get our feet in, we'll take this cover off. This is an MS362, by the way. I like it. That looks pretty good. I like to make sure that's all clean. Spin our air filter off. This is nice. I grew up using Sax Dolmars for years. And those are okay too, but I like this air filter a lot better. We'll blow that out. Safety glasses again. Blow from the inside out, so you're not blowing just through it. There. As you see me blowing on the outside. Alright, that looks good. Now I like to put that back on. Take the scrapes and all the gooked up stuff off of here. Then, I like to take the compressed air again. It's probably going to get loud for you, I don't know. And I clean the whole saw off. I blow all this off. I blow the pull rope out. I like to clean it all up. All right, there's that. These things click in pretty hard. I always feel like I'm going to break the darn thing, but I don't. There we go. Get that. Put that back. Get our chain back on, so we'll flip the bar over. Remember, right? Where we at here? Okay. Let's get our chain back on. Well, make sure you put the chain on the right way. I've done that before. So it cuts this way, goes this way, right? that. We'll run that out a little bit. Take our brake off. Get back on there. Alright. Good enough to put our cover back on. Forgot to blow that out. Can't let it go. Gotta do it. That would have kept me up all night. I like this. These nuts are permanently in there. That is nice. And I like the way the adjustment is right here. That Saks I ran for years. The nuts came off the studs. So you had to keep an eye on what you did with them. Lose them in the woods somewhere. And the adjustment to tighten the chain was in here. It was always a pain in the butt to get to. This is really nice this way. I can snug that up. Not too tight. Another thing I like to do, you see how this bar moves? I like to make sure I have this up, because when you're cutting wood, you're pushing down. Push that up, then I snug these, then I adjust the chain, then I sharpen it. I've had it for the case, not so much as this one, but my other one, if you put it down, you adjust your chain, tighten everything up. You're out in the woods cutting wood, next thing you know, your leverage or your force, it moved the bar up, now your chain's out of adjustment. See, I don't know, that's what I do. So we'll pull up on that. We'll snug this a little bit. See if I got it too tight. Yep, always do. Loosen that up a little bit. Oops. Make sure that's up. I'll go with that. Tighten that up. Okay, we'll get her in the vise. I like using these little copper jaws. I don't know if you can see them or not. Put that in there. My dad gave me this vise. I'll give it to my kid. All right. We gotta get our glasses on, so I can't see. Get our headlamp on. I like to mark a tooth. I know where I started. Should be able to tell just by looking, but whatever. Give this baby a try. So how this works is this bar here rides on your teeth. This is your sharpening file here. This flat one files down your raker at the same time. So I just put it on there like so. Try to get the angle right. If you keep up on sharpening your chain, if you don't let it go too bad, it's easier to do. I don't get too wrapped up in, I did this one 3 times, I did that one twice. I just try to do them the same, but it don't always work out that way. You get one that may have a nick in it. I'll just sharpen that one till the nick's out. I won't bring all the other ones down to it. I'll just let that one be shorter. That's what I do. I've never paid to have somebody sharpen a chain. This is the most up-to-date thing I've ever had. And I remember when I used to only could afford the chain that I had out of Arkansas at the time. Like I said, I grew up cutting wood. When I moved out, that's how I heated my house. And gosh, now I'm 51, still doing it. My son's doing it. We actually built him an outdoor wood boiler last fall, so he's using that. So we got generations cutting wood. I like it. Sometimes I go out there and cut a load of wood and, build a little fire, have me some coffee, maybe read a book. Takes me all afternoon to cut a truckload of wood. Whoops. Yeah, shoot. You see me slip right there? I took the top right off that thing. There we go. That's better. When we were little, me and my brother, like I said, we cut wood with my dad. And it's winter, it's cold, ground's froze. My brother had this dog. His name was Murdoch, but we called him Maggot for some reason. I don't know why, we were kids. So he had this dog named Maggot. And it was a good dog, pretty dog. Well, he had got hit in the road. And obviously, as being kids, we were devastated, cried, and all that happy stuff. And my dad said, I'll take care of him, I'll go bury him. So we're like, thinking that's what's going on. I always get goofed up when I go backwards with this. There we go. Okay, had a little technical difficulty there. So as I was saying, brother had this dog, we called him Maggot. He got hit in the road, died. We're all devastated. Dad says, I'll take care of him, I'll go bury him. Okay, Dad, thanks, Dad. Love you, Dad. So I don't know, this one's a little tore up. Week later, 2 weeks later, we go cut wood. We're yucking it up. Dad's cutting, run the chainsaw. We're waiting for him to get a pile to load up. So we're out exploring in the woods like we always did. come over this bank, and my brother just like stopped dead in his tracks, started crying. Like, what the heck? What's going on? And there's this dog. Dad had thrown him over the bank in a brush pile. So we come over the bank and there's maggot froze stiff, you know, top of that brush pile. It was winter. What do you expect Dad to do? I mean, we were upset at the time, but just funny heck, no. Anyway, cutting wood. Every story I have that involves my dad is around work. When we hung out and did stuff, it was working, which is all right. That's what J2Z is works. Seems like that's what I do. I work. Dang. No wonder this thing is not cutting very good. So after I get done sharpening, I fill it up with gas and oil. Put the protective sheath back on the bar, put it back up on the shelf. She's ready to go. This is a full chisel chain, by the way. That's what I call it. I think probably because that's what my dad called it. So I run the full chisel on the MS362, and then I run, which I call the safety chain, an anti-kickback chain. I don't know, I'm sure there's a bunch of different names for it, on the MS180. I use that saw for like lemon, small stuff. I really like it. And that chain it's not as aggressive, so it doesn't grab as much. So let's say you're cutting a sapling out of the way, or a limb off a drop. You know, it doesn't pull the darn sapling to you. You know, it'll just cut it much more gracefully. Man, that must have hit something. Obviously, I'm taking a little bit more off the side than I did the other one. It'll be all right. Dang, yeah, okay. So you got to mark stuff. I'll be standing here all day, going through every tooth again and again. All right, we're going to call that good for sharpening. All right, that about wraps it up for this one. I'm going to finish up by putting fuel and oil in it. And I'll do the same process on the MS180. Get that cleaned up, sharpened. Get everything put back on the shelf, ready to go when I can get back in the woods. There's a lot of snow out there right now. All right, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. Just remember to smile, lift heavy things, find something to do.